I really enjoy most of all seeing people's reactions to the films. A friend of mine was a good friend of a board member at the time. She was her personal trainer. So my friend introduced me to her friend, and I was invited to their offices one day to stuff envelopes. And I guess I was a good stuffer and a good talker. They invited me to be a volunteer that year, which I was. Then I was the volunteer coordinator the next year. I was invited to be a board member. And then the former programmer left in early 2000. Suggested that I apply for the job, which I did. Then I didn't think I had enough skills to really do the job and asked for my resume back, and the board president said, no, you're going to continue to apply for this job, and ultimately they hired me. I've always loved movies, even since I was a little kid. I have a degree in mass media from Webster University, so I've always sort of immersed myself in all things media, but especially movies. I think they're just magical, and films have been produced for a long time all over the world, but something about the American Hollywood and everything is just special and magic.
And your name again?
We're the Sapphires.
We'll see you.
I really enjoy most of all seeing people's reactions to the films, and I'm not a filmmaker myself, so I don't make any of these films, but I help put together the program, and when I see people weeping from being moved by a sad story or a drama, or laughing their heads off, or giving me a thumbs up in the lobby, they've seen it, or I hear a multitude of different languages being spoke by different people coming to see a Russian film or a German film or a Japanese film, hearing all the different language and people pointing and talking, and at their programs everyone's got their heads up looking in their books, that we've put together this event, so it's very gratifying to be part of an experience like that. When we select films for the festival, we don't strive to do a certain theme, for example, or go in any one direction. We just have to look at everything that's presented to us throughout the course of the year, whether we go to a festival or we read award winners, like films that have been like several festivals from January through the summertime that keep winning awards, and we keep reading great reviews. That's something we'd be likely to say, hey, we'd like to see that too. We'd like to consider that.
I'm going to say something very rude. You. And you. Poor thing, she's having such a hard time.
After working on it for many, many months and all year round, and then during the event itself, it's 11 days, and you never get to sleep. So when it's always over, it's sort of the same thing happens when I, give the very last awards and say, the festival this year is now over. It gets almost sad, where it's like, you've been working this project for so long, and then you're done, you're free, but you've had so much fun, you don't want it to be over. But then people are very appreciative, and they, you get notes like, oh, I love this film, where can I buy it, where can I see it? So you've entertained, it's not something that I made either, I'm not a filmmaker, so that part's a little weird, but I've enabled people to enjoy these great things that we've worked to bring here. So that's the most fun of all.